Exercise isn't easy. You're not going to want to do it. I hardly ever want to do it. So I've come up with some mind tricks to help me just get on with it. And they don't always work depending on how I feel that day. And as I've said in previous videos, I suffer with quite a lot of pain. So some days it's virtually impossible and I don't do it. However, I have come up with a little mind trick that it takes quite a lot of effort to get here on my cycle, but it's quite good because it's low impact and it doesn't pound your knees quite the same as running. So my mind trick is I close my eyes and I think of something really simple that I do all the time that takes effort. So if I'm hungry, I have to actually physically put some effort into going down and making something to eat. So I just imagine that in my mind and think, well, you've got the effort there and then you've got the reward. And then I just build it up gradually and think of things where it's a little bit more effort, but then I get a reward. And it just starts to change my mind, which is what I had to do this morning to get onto this. When I first got onto this, I could barely do 3 minutes. Now I can get up to half an hour, although it's not half an hour every day. Today was 15 minutes. So if you want to try and do something, do it in tiny little bits and set your mind frame in a way that might help you. What helps me might not help you, but there's some tips and tricks around having those images in your head, thinking it through. Get on there. Do 1 minute if you can, then do 2 minutes, then do 3 minutes. And what I've done on my phone, it's there. What I've done on my phone is I've given myself a Spotify list and it's got a certain number of songs on it that lasts for half an hour, and they're songs that I can kind of dance to while I'm on the bike. Maybe we'll talk about that in a longer video. So the other things that I've picked up very cheaply in places like, Aldi and Lidl, little tiny hand weights. I started with these. I've now managed to get up to ones for some exercises that are like these. Again, I don't do it every day. And if your neck hurts, I found this amazing thing that you can lie on the floor and it just releases some of the vertebrae in your neck. So this is how I started. This is how I'm carrying on. Just take that first step. Do anything. Anything is better than sitting on the sofa.